A lot of the time here on YouTube, it's easy to put together the story for your hobby. Other times it's not, and it's a bit of a mystery. I'm not exactly sure how to frame this video, but I know that I got a lot of stuff done, and I want to share it with you. Let me walk you through the timeline. Kitbash Chaos sent me this monolith that represents his warband, and so I'm sending something to him that represents my warband. I made a Skaven house a little while back, and I'm going to send him one of those. Let's see if I can find it. I added some spray foam in here so that it would be a little bit more sturdy in the shipping process. But I want to add a little bit more detail to really nail home the Skaven Nurgle look. So let's do that. I was practicing sculpting. One of the elements of the campaign is there's like a dragon plague infecting people. And so these trolls have like dragon scales and horns, like they're turning into half dragons. And I thought the sculpting turned out pretty cool. So this week I'd like to do something really different. I've been wanting to make STL packs for you guys to use in your games. I'm going to try and design a new STL pack every day this week. This is a huge thank you to my patrons. I just released my next issue of the Summoner Circle magazine. But today, I want to get some docks designed. This is a really simple type of STL pack that I think a lot of people need and use. So I'm going to just throw STL together. So I think it might be helpful to show you how I do things. So I like to use Adobe Illustrator to design most of my STLs. And the way I like to do this, especially for like wood planks, or in this case, like a post, I like to start with the silhouette of basically the cross section. And then I can take this and extrude it in 3D. So I can basically just change this cross section into a beam. And then you can add a little bit of twist to it, which if it's going to be wet, it's definitely going to twist. And then it's also going to swell. So I can taper it as well. And let's just shrink this down. And then basically, now I have a 3D post. It's not super detailed, but in my experience, it doesn't really need to be. And then I do the same thing with a wood plank. I'll take a cross section and just basically kind of do a zigzag. Now I have a cross section here. And then I extrude this. Let's change this to the gold as well, because I find that the gold material is super readable. And you can add just a little bit of twist to it, just like a wood plank would have. And then sometimes I like to taper it. What the zigzags do is it adds just a little bit of deviation. And it looks like wood grain. Now I have two elements I can basically copy and paste. This isn't too bad. I think I'm going to scale them up. so that 2 miniatures can fit on either side, and to show off a little bit more of the detail I worked so hard to put in here. This weekend, I started some work on my son's new Cult of the Possessed Warband, and his Warband idea was really cool. Let me show you. A work in progress, but this is his Magister. The whole idea for this Warband is they're trying to raise up a Chaos Dragon back from the dead, and so they're indirectly kind of praising the god of Tzeentch. And so that's kind of the whole idea for this cult. They're a dragon cult. And so every dragon cult needs a dragon mutant. And so we went on Thingiverse and I found, or actually I think this one was Cults 3D. And I found an alligator lizardman file and I modified it to have like a bit of person sticking out of it. And yeah. So that was kind of fun. Dark Soul. I asked my son, we read the description together in the rule book, and he was like, what if their shadows were controlling them like puppets? And these models just turned out ridiculous. They're so cool. I had some night haunts, and so I kind of reposed them to kind of being puppeteering them with the chains that come in the kit. And I've been wanting to get rid of this kit for a while, so it was a good excuse. In the description for the Mordheim rulebook, it says that they distinctly wear masks to cover their face. And I thought it was kind of poetic that the shadow was controlling the person, because the person is the mask. The shadow behind the person is really like what they are. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. I don't know. I did some chaos stuff. So I did like a mound of eyeballs and some teeth. I thought it'd be cool to like do shark teeth just to make it a little different than some other terrain I've seen. I got this to, I just finished this to send to Kitbash Chaos, and I really love it. I love the architecture, that Skaven, their symbol is the triangle, and Nurgle has a triangle as well, so it only makes sense that they would build their buildings and structures in that same way, in my head at least. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he thinks of this build. So this is the tombstones and the gravestones and stuff, and I think they turned out awesome. And then the last one, my printer, of course, at the last second decided that it wouldn't print anything, so I haven't gotten a successful print because my print head is getting clogged. So I think I just need to swap that out. So yeah. But I made some market stalls, and in theory, they look good. I was playing a lot of Skyrim this week, and so I kind of modeled it after the ones in Riften. Don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff, all the Patreon stuff. I really appreciate you guys supporting any way you can. I'm just now doing the speed paint base coat for my son's Warband. It's not because I forgot. All right. I mean, sort of is. I got a night to do this. I did do the similar thing with my warband. So if you want to know how I'm painting these guys, you can watch me paint